Welcome to Chicago Bears Weekly. Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Ep.3 Sports signing in, and welcome back to Season 10, Episode 3 of Chicago Bears Weekly. Now, this Bears franchise has had quarterbacks lead like a Sid Luckman, like a Jay Cutler, like a Eric Kramer, like a Mitchell Trubisky, Kyle Orton, Jim McMahon. You guys know. You see the pattern? I'm black. And then in honor of Black History Month, this is a version of a video that I previously did in 2021, is that we are going to cover the history of the black quarterback in the Chicago Bears organization, and not just black quarterbacks who started, black quarterbacks who've played a snap for the Chicago Bears organization, and we're going to go over the history of that in today's episode. But before I do that, make sure you guys hit this video a like as it continues to help this channel to grow and it continues to beat the YouTube algorithm. And if you are someone that's not subscribed, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you will not miss anything that I post. But without further ado, let's dive into it. The first black quarterback for the Chicago Bears was a man by the name of Willie Thrower, who played for the Bears in 1953. And then also a fun fact, Willie Thrower was not just the first black quarterback to play for the Chicago Bears. He was the first black quarterback to play in NFL history. Now, Willie Thrower was a man that went unsigned and undrafted after the 1953 draft, but he did end up getting a one-year $8,500 contract offer to sign with the Chicago Bears, and he ended up being a backup to future Hall of Fame quarterback George Blanda. Now, he did not play until October 18th of 1953 in a game against the San Francisco 49ers when Bears coach George Halas, and also Bears owner, was unhappy with George Blanda's play at the time and pulled him. He did not get a chance to score a touchdown as he was eventually replaced by Blanda. The Bears eventually lost that game 35-28, and Thrower went 3 for 8 passing for only 27 yards and had 1 interception. I think about it is, he only played in one more NFL game, and in that NFL game he played, he did not attempt a single pass in that game. And then he was eventually released after the 1953 season, and it was unfortunate that he did not play another NFL snap after getting released by the Chicago Bears. The Bears' next black quarterback did not come until 1977, and that quarterback would be a man by the name of Vince Evans. Vince Evans spent 1977 and 1983 with the Bears. Vince Evans was selected in the 6th round of the 1977 draft, 140th overall. I'm going to give a little bit of a background to things that I personally know about Vince Evans. One, my dad was a big fan of Vince Evans, and I think a lot of my dad's fandom from him came from him being a black quarterback with the Bears, and that was something during my dad's childhood that he didn't see. Of course, we didn't have our first one to 1953, and the lore that Vince Evans had in my head played a lot of me growing up and kind of wanted to be a quarterback myself was because my dad was the biggest Bears fan, just like me, talked about Vince Evans so much. I looked into his game, I looked into things he did, and I knew a lot about him. But to his history, Vince Evans did not play at all his rookie year in 1977 behind quarterback Bob Avellini, and as most Bears fans know, that is the infamous Walter Payton Most Valuable Player season, where he pretty much carried the team. Bears went 9-5 and made the playoffs, but ended up getting trounced by the Dallas Cowboys 37-7. And his second year in 1978, he attempted his first pass coming off the bench late in a 40-7 blowout loss to the then San Diego Chargers, as both the quarterbacks ahead of Vince Evans, Bob Avellini, and as well as Mike Phipps were basically ineffective in the game against the Chargers, and Evans did not see a ton of time during his second year in the NFL, as he only was 1 for 3 for 38 yards and then 1 interception. But in 1979, when the Bears brought in new coach Neil Armstrong and the Bears went 10-6, and he got a little bit more playing time, He went 0-3 as a starter, 32 of 63 for 508 yards, 4 TDs, 5 picks. But in 1980, that's when things started to change as Vince Evans was named the starter, and the season before in 79, he became the first black quarterback to start a football game for the Bears. Like I said, he lost all 3 of those starts, but he was thrust into the starting position of week 4 of 1980, where he won his first game against the Detroit Lions, where he went 5 of 8 for 172 yards with a touchdown as well as an interception. Over the next 5 games, the Bears went 5 of 5, and he went 18 for 32 for 316, 3 touchdowns, and a 61-7 win over those damn Green Bay Packers on December 7th, and he also had a perfect passer rating. And in that 1980 season, he went 148 for 278, threw for 2,039 yards, 11 TDs, and 16 INTs. Now, he would go on to start all 16 games during the 1981 season, where the Bears eventually just happened to go 6-10. He threw for 2,354 yards, those same 11 touchdowns, but 20 interceptions. In 1982, and we all Bears fans know this, that's when the Bears ended up drafting Jim McMahon in the first round of the 1982 draft, and that's when Vince Evans' role got pushed back a little bit, didn't make a single start during that 82 season, and he was eventually released after the 1983 season, where he ended up making 3 starts. He went 1 of 2, threw for 1,108 yards, 5 TDs, and 7 interceptions. Vince Evans pioneered the way for the black quarterback in the Chicago Bears organization. Thank you, Vince. After 1983 and Vince Evans' ultimate release, the Bears did not have a single black quarterback take a snap until the year 2002, and that man that will take a snap will be a man by the name of Henry Burris. He was signed by the Chicago Bears in the offseason of 2002, and he ended up competing in 6 games, where his only start came against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. In his games, he completed 18 of 51 passes for 207 yards with 3 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. He got his last 2 significant playing time in the last 2 games of the season. He went 8 of 22 for 50 yards and a touchdown against Carolina, but he fumbled twice, and that's 7 of 19 for 78 yards and 4 interceptions against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that was the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense that ended up going on to win the Super Bowl. While his passing play, let's face it wasn't great. He showed his ability was better as a running quarterback when he finished. He had 15 carries for 104 yards. Following the 2002 season, Henry Burris was released. Yo, what's up, guys? APW Sports here, and today's video is being brought to you by ExpressVPN. Now, there's a few things I really like about having ExpressVPN. One, I feel protected. Being on the internet a lot as a content creator, or being on the internet period, especially in the 2025 modern era, you're gonna need protections from hackers. You're gonna need protections from your passwords. You're gonna need protections from your vital credit card, vital personal information. ExpressVPN does an excellent job of protecting you. And also, if things happen to slip or if things have been exposed before, you will get alerts to your phone that will let you know that things have been exposed to the dark web and that you should take action. And then another thing that I really like about it is that you can unlock more of Netflix. Now, me personally, if you guys don't know, I am a big WWE fan. And since the WWE has a partnership with Netflix in the international areas, you can get your PLEs, you can get your Raw, SmackDown, NXT, all things WWE on Netflix. Best thing to do, switch your location to say a Canada, to say a United Kingdom, and bam, there you go. You have all your access to your WWE content, and it unlocks more things that necessarily United States does not carry. And that is another thing that I really love about ExpressVPN. So to get yours today and get 3 months free, click the link below and use code APW Sports at checkout to get 3 months free of ExpressVPN. You will not regret that at all. Best investment you will ever make. Protect yourself and unlock more television on Netflix to watch. Now, we're gonna get back to this video. The next black quarterback to suit up for the Bears came in the very next season in 2003, where the Bears ended up signing Cordell Stewart from the Pittsburgh Steelers that all season. Well, most NFL fans and football fans know Cordell Stewart from his time with the Pittsburgh Steelers, where he got the nickname Slash, where he played a lot of positions, whether it was quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and sometimes even defense. And that was something that I personally loved watching Kordell Stewart when I was growing up, as a football fan. And I was personally at that time happy that he was able to sign with the Bears. And he was signing a free agent. It was eventually named the starter. After week 7, he was eventually benched in favor of Chris Chandler. Let's just say during Kordell Stewart's career as a Bears, things did not go well. This was an era where the Bears went through so many quarterbacks. Shane Matthews, Moses Marino, Jim Miller, just to name quite a few. Kordell Stewart, when I watched him at this time, and this is the time where the Bears were opening the new Soldier Field at the time, and Kordell Stewart, I personally, as a younger child at the time, had high expectations of a Kordell Stewart. It just did not work out. This was the end of Dick Jauron as the Bears head coach, and that was also the only season that Kordell Stewart ended up playing for the Bears, as he got benched. I remember Chris Chandler, and I was like, Chris Chandler's old. And then he ended up getting benched again by Rex Grossman, who we had just drafted in the first round of that 2003 draft. He ended up being replaced. You're going to see a pattern of rookie quarterbacks with the Bears, so just hold up. I got a little bit more video to go. Also, during Kordell Stewart's time with the Bears, he went 126 of 251, throwing for 1,418 yards, 7 TDs, and 12 interceptions, and the Bears ended up going 2-5 in his tenure as a Chicago Bears starting quarterback. The next Black Bears quarterback did not come into the year 2012, and that was Jason Campbell, who had signed a 1-year deal that offseason to back up Jay Cutler. And he did not get his first playing time, his first start, until week 10 against the Houston Texans, when he ended up being a replacement to Jay Cutler, who ended up going down with a concussion. Now, in this game, Jason Campbell threw for 11 of 19, for only 94 passing yards, no TDs, no picks. On November 16th, he was ruled out again. Jason Campbell ended up starting the game, and the Bears got whooped in that ball game, and I will never forget it, 32-7. Although he had a 13-yard TD, he also got picked 2 times and was sacked 5 times, and he did not have really much success as the Bears quarterback, as he went 32 of 51 for 265, 2 TDs, 2 interceptions during his single season as a Bear, and he only made that 1 start. As in the game against the San Francisco 49ers, that was a game where Jay Cutler was knocked out with injury, and I remember this because the Bears could not protect the quarterback at all, and we couldn't do anything offensively. And in the game that he went, of course, the Bears lost to the Texans, and this was a year where he appeared in 6 games, but did not have that much of production. But he ended up being released and ended up going on to a new team after that 2012 season. And the last video I did about this was the part where the video ended, but we got some more additions, and we're going to talk about it. And the next Black Bears quarterback was 2021, where the Bears moved up to select Justin Fields from the Ohio State University in the 2021 draft at 11 overall. Now, I'll take a little bit of personal thing with this one, because if you guys don't know, I am a diehard Ohio State fan, and this was the quarterback that I absolutely wanted to work the absolute most. He did not see a lot of playing time in his first game and a half. He got a rushing touchdown in his first game against the Los Angeles Rams. He ended up having to come in the next week against the Cincinnati Bengals because Andy Dalton suffered a knee injury in the game that the Bears eventually ended up winning, and he was named the starter the following week against the Cleveland Browns, and God, that game was awful. But I'm not going to go too much into that. I have a video about why Justin Fields' time as a Chicago Bears failed. I'm not going to get into many details about that. I'll leave the video in the card so you guys go check that one out as well. Fields during his rookie year, let's just say from watching it, it was some growth there. There was things that you can grow on. He had an okay rookie season. He had some ups and downs. He had some injuries as well. But in the totality of things, he ended up making 10 starts, and the Bears went 2-8 in those starts. He had 150 for 270, throwing for 1,870 yards, 7 7 TDs and 10 picks. Now, this is where the 2022 season comes along. This is where Justin Fields is named the full-time starter of this Bears team. This is where we started to see the dynamics of a Justin Fields, with him running the football with his legs and with him being the full-time starter at quarterback. As we seen in a Week 9 game against the Miami Dolphins, he ended up breaking a single-season regular season record for rushing yards as a quarterback with 178. Of course, this is a year where the Bears ended up being 3-14. He did not play in 2 games. He missed the 2 games. I think it was with the shoulder injury. He ended up going 192 for 318 with 2,242 yards, 17 TDs, 11 interceptions, and also finished the year with 1,143 yards rushing, making him only the 3rd quarterback in NFL history to have a 1,000-yard rushing season, with joining the likes of a Michael Vick and a Lamar Jackson. In 2023, he came into the year with a lot of pressure. Was this the season where we're going to find out where Justin Fields is? This was the season we're going to find out if he's the quarterback or not. He had some good games. He had some bad games. He had his best game against the Denver Broncos. He had his first and only 300-yard passing game as a Chicago Bear in that ball game. They were up 28-7, which we all infamously know they were ended up losing that game, where he threw for 335 yards, 28 for 35, 4 TDs, and 1 interception. Following that, he had another good game against the Washington Commanders with a 40-20 victory with 3 touchdown passes. The Bears, we thought that would be Justin Fields' thing, but turns out it ended up being Justin Fields' last season as a Chicago Bear, as he was 227 for 370 with 2,562 yards passing, 16 TDs and 9 interceptions, and the Bears went 5-8 during his time as a starter that particular season. But we all know, after the year, the Bears ended up trading Justin Fields to the Pittsburgh Steelers for draft picks, and the Bears held the number 1 overall pick in the next year's draft, which they did, ended up selecting the next quarterback on this list, and that would be Caleb Williams, who the Bears took number 1 overall in the 2024 draft out of USC, and he was coming off a 2022 year where he won the Heisman Trophy. Speaking of Caleb Williams' rookie season, the Bears went on a 10-game losing streak. Caleb Williams ended up winning his first career start, but did not get his first career touchdown pass until Week 3 and a loss against the Indianapolis Colts. The Bears, that 2024 season, let's just say it was a bit of a headache, but we seen growth in Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams became, okay, let's see what we can do with Caleb. Starting to play well. Coach gets fired mid-season. Matt Eberflus ends up getting fired at the middle of the season afterward, and Thanksgiving loss to the Detroit Lions, which us Bears fans don't really want to get into. Nonetheless, and then the Hail Mary loss too, so that was that. We seen growth in Caleb his rookie year, as he started all 17 games, went 351 for 562 with 3,541 yards, 20 TDs, and 6 INTs. That was crazy for a while. He was no Bears quarterback had started all 16 or all 17 games in the season. Caleb Williams did that. And his second year, at the time he recording this video, we all know what happened. The Bears hire Ben Johnson. The Bears get weapons, and Caleb Williams turns out to have the best season overall by any Chicago Bears quarterback at this point. Any Chicago Bears quarterback at this point. Ended up breaking the single-season franchise record for passing yards, where he threw for 3,942 yards, just shy of becoming the first Bears quarterback to ever throw for 4,000 yards, 27 TDs, 7 interceptions. And he also set the record for quarterbacks not being, in his first 1,000 attempts, he threw the least amount of interceptions, which turns into the growth of Caleb Williams. Now, we know how this season went with the comeback victories. He became Iceman. He became a fan favorite. And luckily for us Bears fans, there is still a lot more time to go, as he led the Bears to their first playoff victory since the 2010 season. Led the comeback victory against those damn Green Bay Packers. Bears ended up losing in the divisional round to the Rams after that crazy throw that he had to Cole Kmet. At the time of me recording this video, the future for the Chicago Bears is absolutely bright with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams at that quarterback position. And it just so happens that Caleb Williams is a black man. But this was the history of the Chicago Bears and black quarterbacks. Let's just say we got a good one on our hands now, and hopefully I don't have to do another video like this for a very long time unless I revisit this. But that is all I have. That concludes Season 10, Episode 3 of Chicago Bears Weekly. Make sure you leave this video a like and also comment your thoughts down below. And make sure you click the subscribe button, notification bell, so you will not miss any of the videos that I post. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I will catch you guys later. Bear down. Peace.